Hello everyone, I'm NTom64.
I'm the Flameclaw.
And I'm Sparanda.
And welcome to the HellfireComms playthrough of Pokémon Legends ZA. The first game in the Legends subseries dealt with the past, namely Sinnoh's past, Gen 4 and all that. This time, we're heading to the present, or at least the very, very near future of Kalos to help build up the city to some newfound glory. Let us begin. I've been anticipating this for quite a while, but I will say I have my reservations going in. I'm still going to go in with an open mind, but I have a few preconceived notions.
Is it because it's Kalos?
I don't want to bring up the whole UK and France rivalry, but...
Yeah, see, I'm here as basically the one X and Y apologist because I really like those games, even though I know nobody else really does. So that's kind of why I was excited for this game to start with, and Koki looked like the most generic self-insert anime character possible.
This is literally all I have. Okay, yeah, dark brown. That's good.
It all starts off pretty generic for this game. You get a lot more customization as you go through, much like X and Y, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole, customization element of this is pretty good. There's shops all over the place, so that's probably stuff that we'll be spending time exploring for.
Okay, got that.
It kind of makes me question if they even made Scarlet and Violet, because there's so little in that one.
Oh, wow.
To be fair, Scarlet and Violet had the context of, their school kids, so it's their school uniform. Whereas this one, because you're just running around aimlessly, they don't need to keep it, so formal.
You're in school for 3 minutes and then they kick you out to run around the continent.
Although, as, Spar and I showed in our playthrough of Scarlet, you can go back and do as many classes as you like.
Oh yeah, I sat through all of them too. I understand you can spend 2 hours straight just listening to the teachers waffling on.
Well, that implies they're saying anything. There's nothing to listen to.
Well,
just the music that drones on forever.
Dark circles.
Oh yes, we haven't slept in a month.
I am okay with this look, so let us head into the world of Pokémon once again.
And so we shrink down to chibi size.
This is one change they've made that they were just telling us there, which is quite annoying for our line of work, in that you can no longer disable the autosave.
Yeah.
It will save all the time. You step out of a building or something, it saves. You have a battle, it feels like it fucking saves.
Something's gone wrong at Prism Tower. Dispatch a team from the company to investigate.
What was the kid that had the gym in this region inside the tower?
That was Clement, who was also one of the partners in the anime.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
He was probably taken out back in Old Gallard for all we know.
It's been 3,000 years. That's cool. The tower glows purple when it's happy. The strongest Mega Evolution user must be found.
I really wish they had a different name for that, because they say it with the full name, the strongest Mega Evolution user, every time. And it after, 30 times hearing it, it starts to grow a little bit long.
Well, that's just one of the quirks with how Pokemon puts itself out there, isn't it? It's like how they always refer to starters as first partner Pokemon, even though nobody fucking calls them that.
No, they don't. Anyway, we're arriving at the Garden Lumiose.
Okay, so when I played, I saw the little thing on your character's phone there, and I thought it was Iono. It's not.
Oh no. Oh no.
I've heard things. I know little bits and pieces. Nothing about the deep lore or the story. I've made sure. Flame made me make sure that I wasn't spoiled.
Yeah, every now and then, even just last night, Tom was telling me, hey, I saw this thing. I'm like, stop reading. Just stop reading.
That's one big travel bag. Hope you enjoy your visit to Lumiose.
Yeah, it is big. Smacks him across the face with it.
Hello. Oh my god. You can find wild Pokemon even inside the city here.
And children that can spontaneously create their own mothers.
I'm hoping to have some invigorating Pokemon battles here in Lumiose City.
Hopefully not too invigorating. You could have a heart attack.
The view out the train window was spectacular. It was like the very essence of the Kalos region. I've arrived, Lumiose. Give me a bienvenue. I'll cherish everything you've got to offer, Lumiose. You'll be glad I'm here.
I hope no one is expecting any of us to be fluent in French, because no.
Yeah. Hey, look, I did French up until I think year 8, and then I stopped, and I don't remember anything from it.
I had one class of French in middle school, which was now over 20 years ago, I think. So, yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Yes, indeed. I like that as the intro, because in Legends Arceus, God teleports you to the past. This is much more grounded, even if it is kind of a city on the verge of futurism.
It's a bit of a juxtaposition, because the base for the whole thing is more grounded, but there's a lot more going on in the moment-to-moment in terms of the stuff the game has you to do, which of course you'll get into as you play.
It was a very pleasant surprise for me personally, because I remember when I first saw like this game getting announced, and like we were finding out that it's just based in the city. Like I was a bit worried of like, well, the best part of Legends Arceus was the exploration,
yes.
So is this not going to limit it? But no, it actually handles it very well, as we'll see. And yes, we have 3 friends here who you may recognise.
Ooh, we'll spread the word about how great Hotel Z is, and once there's a guest who looks like they've got what it takes, we'll recruit him to the cause.
I do love that Cyndaquil just got left out, though.
Yeah, it fell into a space-time distortion.
Shout out to the guy just standing on the street with a Goodra.
He's a real one.
Yeah, like you do see quite a lot of that over the course of the game.
There's just an Aggron in the background.
Yeah, he's just chilling. You're just taking my dinosaur for a walk, don't mind me.
I've got a hunch you're a tourist. Oh, is it that obvious? That I am?
Oh, that one's exploitable.
And you're about my height. We'll look nice standing side by side. Oh my god, this really is France. So amorous.
Is that a proposal?
I just need to film you saying Hotel Z is a hidden gem of Lumiose. Easy, right? No worries if you're staying somewhere else. I just need a hand advertising the hotel.
Am I getting paid for this, or...?
We never quite hear exactly where we're heading to.
Huh? Oh. Actually, let's wait a minute. The sound from that ad is going to drown everything out.
It's tough to tell without the voice acting, but yes, there are other sounds that happen in the game.
Welcome to Lumiose City, where people and Pokémon flourish together.
You have to manually press it.
Sorry, it was like so high quality, I thought it was going to be manual.
It's also kind of translucent, so it's hard to see. This is basically your Professor Oak segment, though.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. In fact, so many Pokemon now grace us with their presence.
They're eating up all the food. We're all going to starve.
That we've begun setting up wild zones where they can live comfortably alongside us. I don't think, like, the Homeowners Association would care for that at all.
Imagine living in a building that just becomes a wild zone. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, like you just look out the window and it's like, oh, there's a pride of lions out there. I wasn't expecting that.
You thought your current landlord was bad? Wait until he's a fucking Machamp. We are now employed patented holotech in all corners of Lumiose. So our interactive guides can teach you more about your surroundings. Okay, so this wasn't just visual fluff for the reveal trailer. It's actually part of the game.
Yeah.
We hope you'll bear that in mind and pardon our construction work. Don't ever try to go down alleyways when we say the power isn't on. Ignore the people walking down.
Ignore the lights on in the background.
I got to tell Nat about that because she watched me as I played like the first couple hours of this, and I was explaining all about the city from X and Y, and she's like, wow, that's dumb.
I will say, even though I will defend X and Y, Lumiose was the weak point, mainly because of the camera.
Speaking of, camera would still be bad if I didn't notice a fucking panda steal my bag.
Well, you were distracted by the shiny ad.
So you hired a Pokemon to carry your stuff. Not a bad idea. News to me. There are no faults in that Totodile's head.
That's true for a lot of Pokemon in this game, and you might also know there's a problem with some of the NPCs, too.
Well, yeah.
Let's go, baby. Move.
So yes, even though this is a chase sequence, you can't use the run button yet.
No, but it is nice that you will eventually have one. This is a lot more engaging than the running section that we got at the start of Scarlet and Violet, where you're just sort of meandering down a path. But that works for the tone of that game too, though.
That was uncomfortably slow though in Scarlet and Violet.
Now, just to get this out of the way, yes, this game does have flat textures for Windows, and it could look a lot better if Game Freak were willing to put in, you know, the time and the money, but this runs at 60 FPS, so my main sticking point is kind of alleviated here. So I'm just going to play through, I'm going to enjoy it. You guys in the comments are welcome to point out stuff you find distasteful, game and visual design-wise, but as for me, I'm not going to harp on it.
Well, considering that there's no jump button, if you did happen to land on a balcony and get trapped inside it, you'd be stuck there. So maybe that's why.
Maybe it was trying to clean up this eyesore. Let's bring it to the cops. Bet they'll pat us on the back. You came to the wrong corner, motherfucker?
Which part of the city is a neighborhood? Is it the whole city or just this section?
Oh, big questions for big brains. It's me, Andy, from the ZA Royale. How could you forget already?
Me and my big eyes.
Andy and Andre. Oh, now I remember. You two weren't much of a challenge.
Jesus Christ.
That stings, but I guess fair.
I love Tawny, though.
There's Tawny and I think Urbane, if you're playing as a female character.
Yeah, I played as the female character, so...
I literally have not seen what that character looks like. No one is posting them at all.
Imagine her but male. It's literally just the same design, basically.
Tawny with a lot of testosterone. So what's your next step here? Battle with Pokemon? No, take it back myself, and then you play the entire game without Pokemon, just your fists.
Throwing these hands.
Now, before you pick a starter, there is something I want you to do.
Oh, are you going to have him do the thing? Because I was going to have him do the thing.
Tom, it looks like there's 3 Pokemon in front of you, doesn't it? But there's actually a 4th one you can pick.
That Pancham's already spoken for. You don't really want it, right? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Excuse you, Pancham is my Pokemon. This is one of the things I already knew about, because, you know.
Snagging machine, let's go.
Of course, we are HellfireComms, so we're going to go with Tepig. Not my favourite line, but I've seen the Mega Evolution, so by default, I'm going to go with this guy.
I like the Mega.
It does have the best Mega out of the 3, yeah.
The Megas range from cool to okay to Y.
And don't forget X.
Yeah, well, no, that's the DLC.
All that waiting drained my momentum. Good. Time to get back into gear. No way am I gonna get beat by Pokemon first timer.
Not even close. We got 3 veterans right here.
You gotta order your new buddy Tepig to use its moves to attack the other Pokemon. If the opposing Pokemon's HP hit points fall to 0, you win. You're going down. Pancham gave us a shot at revenge, and we won't miss.
The amount of articles I've seen complaining about how you can't skip the tutorials, and it's like, what are you even expecting at this point? Why is it that much of a problem?
To be fair, Black and White 2 did let you skip a lot of the tutorial stuff.
Exactly, Spar.
This is also an entirely new system.
True, but, like...
I think Spar and Flame are both spitting facts here. I'm leaning more towards Spar with the new system thing right now.
But I like complaining, Tom. You know this.
Well, we are English, so...
We all like complaining in some form. That's why we're on the internet.
Let's do it, baby! Go, Tepig!
So, yes, we have changed from turn-based combat to what is basically just a full-on action RPG gameplay style. So, yes, you run around, you have, instead of having PP for each move, you instead have a dedicated cooldown for each one. So, like, the stronger attacks have longer cooldowns to kind of balance it out. It's still quite a simple system, like, relative to other action RPGs. But God, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun. It's almost reminiscent of Xenoblade, but not quite. It's a bit more... Not the right term, but it's a bit more brain dead. There's not as much thinking involved in it, really.
It conveys itself more smoothly than stuff like Xenoblade. I was filtered by Xenoblade looking like basically a single-player MMO, and I never went back to it, so...
Well, you know...
Yeah, well... 1 plays different than 2 and 3, so...
I can't believe I thought I'd score a next-day comeback. My Pokemon and I are so let down. This is why you and I get along so well. We even lose together.
Well, good for them, I guess.
I gotta say, I like Andre's Pokeball swag. He's got the Master Ball, kind of like straps for his backpack. He's wearing an Ultra Ball cap.
I was staring at the text box, and he walked up, and I literally thought he just had an entire bushel of grapes on his back for some reason.
Yo.
That Pancham thought twice about that, didn't they?
You retrieved your travel bag. Good, because that's where I'll be living. On the streets, in my bag.
Well, it's fortunate that our new friend here happens to work at a hotel.
Come on. You want a fist bump? Dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna be honest, fist bumps have lost all meaning after the number of them that you do in this game.
Shoutouts to Operation Big Wave. Why don't you keep Tepig as your partner? I was planning to.
Why don't I keep all of them?
This'll be fun. I was planning to keep Tepig in the bag with me, but you know, if you're gonna give me a Pokeball, I'll take that too.
That'd be kind of awkward when it evolves.
Well, you can't just have it follow you around.
Snurt. What if it said Sneed, just one time?
Then it would be a 10 out of 10.
Okay, that counts, I guess.
That was cute.
Yeah. You became Tepig's trainer. I'm sorry, I gotta rant the fire time each time. And I'll be perfectly honest, the only reason I'm kind of down on the Tepig line is because it was the third firefighting combo in a row. Otherwise, I don't think there's that much bad going for it.
It's an okay design in its own right. The problem is that not just that it's the third firefighting, but it's also the weakest of the 3 firefightings.
Yeah, that's a big problem with it.
Ooh. It is night time.
Yeah, that happens very suddenly around here. There's not a whole lot of transition.
How long were we talking for?
To be fair, it's still smoother than some of the old games where the clock would strike over and then it would just suddenly be, like, black.
Dawn of the first day. Dum.
Yeah, at least the skybox doesn't freak out like in some of the Tony Hawk games when the time changes.
Chikorita and Totodile, you've got this. Chico.
No, I can see Totodile running around, like, jumping and carrying stuff. Chikorita's kind of out of luck, being, you know, quadruped and everything.
Yeah.
It could probably carry one thing on its back with its leaf securing it, I guess.
I mean, I guess if it has Vine Whip.
Escape from the battle zone. Me every second of every day.
We're already on main mission 2. Making progress, Tom.
Ah. Ooh, enter the battle zone.
You press up on the D-pad, you should be able to have Tepig follow you.
Come on, boy.
Oh, he's even slower than we are.
We're almost there. Well, you ever seen a pig sprint?
Maybe one day.
Where did you come from?
So square up and give me your best shot. No, wait, my friend here isn't part of. I don't believe anyone asked you. Sounds like you got a beat to her, NTom.
We're not gonna look into that sentence.
The points I earned from trouncing you will propel me up the ranks.
Not really.
Let her think that, it'll be fun.
Bridget the waitress. Ah, a Cleffa.
And who are you planning to beat with the Cleffa? I'm gonna be honest here.
Look, Cleffa is very useful in the TCG and absolutely nowhere else. Like, there's this running trend with Cleffa cards in the TCG where their whole shtick is that they have powers or attacks that let you refresh your hand, and they're usually called Eek. And the number of E's in the way they spell Eek is the number of cards you can draw with that particular Cleffa card.
It's weird being on the receiving end of an explanation that I don't understand. Usually it's me explaining stuff to Tom that he just completely ignores.
I think this is the most I've ever used Tail Whip in a Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. There's no reason not to this early on, because, I mean, you've got to fill the time while waiting for the cooldown.
Yeah, I think that is actually a genuine benefit of the cooldown system, in the fact that, like, there's so much less downtime, and it does make you think outside the box a little bit, as opposed to, like, the normal Pokemon gameplay, where it's just like, make sure you have a physical and special stab move on each of your Pokemon, and you've basically won.
Well, the physical and special stab still kind of depends on your Pokemon stats, which are still important in this game, but a lot of it's going to come down to, you know, how you move as well, because you can't avoid some moves. They're not guaranteed hits. Accuracy in general doesn't work quite the same, so stuff like Hydro Pump is going to hit if you're standing in it. It's not like a 70% miss chance like it is normally.
Okay.
No, you're blocked off from exploring.
Oh, tryhards. Let's go, baby. Look, I'm trying to get to our hotel, safe, with guests. Would you please let through? Yeah, that's how that sentence went. Too bad for your guest. Once you're in a battle zone, you're a target.
I'm not sure how I feel about the idea of a French gang.
I'm just going to say this once, ignoring what Flame said. If you are going to take the time to model characters talking, there should be voice clips coming out of those lips, okay?
At the very least, just like, you know, random voice sounds like Midna or something.
Yeah, like...
just some kind of audio, like, sensation.
Yo, Flower Beam? Don't hit them!
But I want to hit them!
I'm a fire in my laser.
Well, rip to one very unfortunate Pidgey. Ah!
In all honesty, the Honedge probably would have been fine against Floette.
I gotta say, I like the character animation, like the model animation so far.
The models for the humans and the Pokemon are great. Really, the only bad thing in terms of models is the buildings, like you said earlier, which you kind of don't notice after about 3 hours of playing. I really just stopped caring.
I will always notice. She's apparently 3,000 years old.
Haglove and all that?
I love Hilfs.
Citation needed.
Follow the flower.
Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?
Sort of looks like a butterfly from above. Hotel Z's just through here.
Not through here.
That's on me.
I did the same thing.
See, the thing is, one of the complaints about this game is that the first couple of hours are very handholdy, and here is Tom demonstrating why the first couple of hours are very handholdy.
Yeah, you see that ladder over there? You can't go to it yet.
Oh!
That's the most annoying part about it, is they let you see the stuff you can't get to.
Breath of the Mild.
So it is one of the unfortunate comparisons that you do see with this being like the second Legends game, in the fact that with Legends Arceus, like, you had like meeting the villagers, you had that one intro mission where you catch the Starly, the Shinx and the Bidoof, and then it was like you can spend another like 2 or 3 hours running around doing shit before the next story beat if you want to. Whereas here, because it's like there's more stuff to explain, and that is why it is. It's not like hand-holding for no reason. There is more stuff to explain, but it does mean that the tutorials are very front-loaded, and there's a lot of go here, do this, go here, do that.
There's a lot of story and characters to introduce as well, because I think the story's quite a bit more involved this time.
Ah, good. Me likey. Okay, yeah, just put a picture of that on the wall, I guess.
At least it's not a photo with the Getty Images tag on it, like fucking Crisis Core.
Yeah, see, that's like that one, like the Wii port of Akami that had a fucking IGN logo on the box art, isn't it?
Oh, classic. No wonder Kamiya says don't play the Wii version, Jesus. Oh?
Hey bro, there's some snot leaking out of your bag.
Did we bring this in, a foreign entity, into the city?
Invasive species.
But he battled his way out, clicked with my Tepig perfectly.
So the Tepig was actually just hers beforehand, apparently.
A wise decision. People and Pokemon meet when fate dictates it should be so. Yeah, it felt like they were meant to be a team. But then night fell somehow, and we got caught up in ZA Royale stuff somehow, so I brought him here, somehow. I was concerned when a bag arrived with no owner. This is why I sent Floette out to seek you. I forgot to turn off its death mode first, though. I apologize.
Yeah, that would be a bit confusing to just have the two Pokemon bring a bag by itself.
Light of Ruin on the streets of not Paris?
Yes, Light of Ruin obviously being the attack that Floette has had since X and Y, but because it was dummied out, you could never actually use that Floette.
Ah, I see.
It's just been sitting there in the data of every Pokemon game for the last 12 years doing nothing, and they're finally using it.
Oh, it's been 3,000 minutes.
Eternal Floette is actually a separate species you can use in Pokerogue, and I imagine it's going to get updated for this game. So, who knows?
A question, do either of you know if it's pronounced as or AZ?
I always called him Az.
And I call him AZ to be an annoying prick.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up when I said the name of the game at the start, but I didn't want to, like, break the pacing.
Because you know that as soon as you bring it up, it will be a full-blown argument if you push your luck.
Well, you're implying that I'm going to argue with you instead of just ignoring you.
No, I don't think you understand. Tom forgets that he's English.
Yeah, it's very funny that we get the key to room 202, because apparently this game was meant to be Johto-focused.
Yes, that was part of the second wave of the Terror leak that I don't think is actually new information. I think it's information that people have just been sitting on for a few months after the first batch. But yes, there were now seemingly cancelled Pokemon Legends, Lugia and Ho-Oh games.
Urgh.
Well, I think it would have been better if it was just one game, but I guess if they got to, then 2 games would be okay. But, man, Johto would have been so fun. It's so full of lore.
I think it's the sort of thing I would like them to come back to now. I think this being the second one is a good idea purely because it gives that bit more breadth to what the Legend series is by being like a more modern game.
Yeah.
Because I think the interesting stuff for Johto is historical again. Like, if we're going to see Lugia and Ho-Oh as the stars of the game, then you want to see them in the past, because that's kind of what we know about Johto. But, like, having 2 historical games back to back would kind of typecast the series a little bit.
Especially with the ancient Japanese architecture, because that would be just the same visuals over again, really.
Yeah, you both bring up good points there. Like, calling it Legends, though, it does put to mind the feeling of old or ancient surroundings. But like Flame said, having this take place in the present or near future, it is alternating a bit. And if the leaks are true, I'm not going to mention what they are specifically, but if they are true, we are going back to the past. Hopefully not to play shitty games that suck ass next time. So keep it alternating, keep people guessing.
Well, I think the Legends name is definitely still accurate because of the things that happen in this game. But of course, that's for things that happen later in the game.
I was going to say, we're making our own Legends here. There's a nice little chill-out spot here. You can look all over the N64 graphics.
Hey, come on, these are at least PS2.
I'd say Dreamcast.
Listen, I'm going to say AZ. I owe AZ big time for all the help he's given me since I got here.
Oh good, we're gonna have 3 different names for him throughout this LP.
Think you could give me a hand? Okay, let's take a vote here. What should we call him?
We're not going to reach a consensus, Tom. Just read it out however it feels natural for you to read it out.
I mean, I'm never going to remember, so...
We're such a good commentary group.
You don't bring me on here because I'm good at commentary. You bring me on here because... Wait, why am I here?
I know why I'm here, and that's probably because Richie's busy.
No, that's right. I am actually here because Richie had other stuff to take care of.
By the way, I love how... AZ as... Whatever. I love how his clothes have to be custom made. Like, it's 2 suits put together because he's so fucking tall.
Like, that's actually 2 people standing on top of each other.
It's just Chip and Dale in a trench coat.
God damn. They sure do get around. I noticed him talking about the Zygarde cell, by the way.
Yeah, that was the snot bubble that dropped out of the bag. I'm gonna keep calling it that.
I noticed just there that my actual analog clock is a Rotom.
Yeah, I pointed that out too.
I love map paintings.
Especially the one that's meant to be a window.
The thing I love about this game is, even though like the textures are pretty rough and everything, there's a lot in them. There's a lot in the design of everything. It's not just empty. There's a lot of decoration even around the city. There's a lot of NPCs walking around with their Pokemon. There's just a lot of stuff to do. It is densely populated throughout the whole game. And like Flame was saying earlier, I was also worried that the city was going to be way too small, just having Lumiose City on its own, and I don't feel that way anymore, at all. The city is bigger than it needs to be, I think.
Oh, Spar has been Lumiose pilled. What made you want to join? I'm trying to become the strongest trainer around so I can help protect Lumiose. From what?
The glowing tower.
Okay.
Probably.
Can't we just tear that thing down?
You'd think.
Why would anyone else go to Paris if there was no Eiffel Tower to look at?
Oh, you have the Arc de Triomphe, you have Notre Dame.
Yeah, but there's a big cool pointy thing in the middle.
You'll notice that I stopped after those, because that's all I can think of.
There's Sandfall Studios.
Yeah?
We got mugged like 2 minutes in stepping into Lumiose here.
By a panda, no less.
I want to see a Legends ZA speedrun where someone takes their phone, actually goes to Paris, and see how long it takes to get mugged. Don't worry, you can take a backup phone to film yourself with.
Well, you can practice in easy mode first by going to London.
Fair enough. Save yourself some money, I guess.
The concept, actually, speaking on it, the concept of a speedrun of this game is interesting to me as a speedrunner because it lends itself literally none to speedrunning. It seems like such a slow game from start to finish.
That's kind of the appeal of both this and Legends Arceus, isn't it? In that they're the sort of games that you're not rushing through them, you're just pottering about, you're seeing the sights, whether that be out in the big open areas in Arceus, or whether it be exploring the city here.
Please join me and the rest of Team MZ to try and win the ZA Royale.
That's a lot of letters.
You got the makings of a really good trainer, and I'd love if you could use your skills to help me. To help all of Lumiose, really. That's why voice acting would come in handy. Okay, I'll stop now. Oh, I just noticed the stitching on the the curtains.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's a theme. Welcome to Team MZ. I can't wait to see what you'll do. Let's get you all signed up in the ZA app. I've got enough Pokemon apps on my phone, okay?
Think Pokemon Go exists in this world?
Well, why would it need to? You can literally go about with real Pokemon.
I don't know. Why do we need any of the apps we have on our phones?
Yes. No way you can battle carrying your huge travel bag, right? This satchel won't get in your way.
I mean, we could.
Try it on along with your jacket. Oh, hell yeah.
We have finally done it. We have turned into box art, man.
Hells yes.
I'm not a huge fan of the green. I changed out of it as soon as I could, but...
Same.
Not to worry. If you were concerned about customization being lacking in Kalos of all regions, then fear not, dear viewer. I think this is the deepest customization has ever been.
Yeah, and that picture we just taken, don't worry, you will be able to take a better, ID photo later. You don't have to stick with trainer.png.
You also don't have to be in the photo at all. Mine is literally just a Mega Ampharos.
Your goal is to climb from the bottom all the way to rank A at the top. I have heard some dissatisfaction regarding the way you jump up ranks at certain points, like, say, No More Heroes 2, for example. But I'm gonna be honest, the idea of doing each individual rank sounds good in theory until you're actually doing it, and it takes 3 hours to go up one rank.
For me, it was more the suddenness, but I mean, I don't want to get into it too much before we actually get there.
In this game, the ranking system is a way to move the story along.
Exactly.
And I think it works for that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's basically just there to kind of give context for why your characters are doing what they're doing. And so if it's a little bit inconsistent as and when the story needs it to be, I think that's fine, personally.
How to roll? Go on.
We're doing this inside, are we?
Well, when a wild Pokemon's attacking you, you gotta dodge it.
Make sure you go into the menu to equip the dodge roll ability.
Ah, yes. Whoa! And that's how you roll out of the way of a move.
Imagine if she did the stupid handspring that Riku does in Reaching of Memories.
Can't you shush them as? I'm gonna call him as. Yell at him a little? It would be unseemly for me to shout and scold, especially since I have been enjoying their antics.
I want to see Az do the dodge roll.
New member! Literally, just turn to your left, even slightly, and you'll see them. Weren't you just complaining about me being loud, leader? Fair. Sorry.
I like Lita.
What about you, Flo?
She's alright.
Okay.
She doesn't really stand out that much, but the role she has in the story, she does well.
The characters in this game are a lot more enjoyable than the party you run around with in X and Y.
Oh, thank
by which I mean
Arceus.
Those characters don't exist, basically.
Oh, don't you reuse pro tag, male Chie, and a fat guy? Don't they leave such an impression on you?
I resemble that remark.
Now, I was paying attention to Lena's dialogue there. She likes dancing, and she has a brother. Uh-oh, couldn't finish that remark. And if you played X and Y, you can probably put 2 and 2 together. Yes, that was another thing I've spoiled on, whatever.
Come on, roll around. There you go.
You realise I'm going to be doing this for most of the game now.
Is this going to be like an old roll run, like our speedrunners tend to backdash all the way through Symphony of the Night or something?
Let's go, baby.
I'm not actually sure if rolling is that much faster than just sprinting. It might be like a couple frames faster. Like, I think in Ocarina of Time, rolling is like 2 frames faster than like backdashing or whatever.
I think one of the most satisfying ones of them is like classic God of War, where like you do the roll, but you stop the roll at the last second, and then you can immediately do another roll.
Ooh,
and
yes.
I'm pretty sure that's the fastest way to get around in, at least in the first one. I haven't played 2. Come on, we were made to beat up a Chikorita.
So I forgot to log on for a second.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints about the battle system is that you do have to be locked on. And the lock-on can sometimes just not lock on to the thing you want.
Okay, so I'm noticing that I can't sprint or roll in this right now.
You will be able to later, I think.
I think you can roll when you're not locked on, because when you are locked on, it's obviously in the attack pit selection menu.
Yeah, when the attack thing comes up, those buttons are taken.
You got another Pokemon for me? Ooh, yeah, Totodile. Well, of course, she has the 3 stars.
So after the complaints of previous Pokemon games getting too easy at the start by them just giving the rival the Pokemon that's weak to you instead of strong against you, this game decided, fuck it, we'll give them both.
And if you need to, you should be able to open the menu and go into your satchel to use items.
Ooh.
When did you find that out, Spar?
Probably about 15 hours into the game. I literally did not know, and I just kind of dealt with my Pokemon getting KO'd and going to the Pokemon Center.
Oh, Sparanda.
Once you get a full team, it doesn't really matter that much.
So yeah, my, the clunkiness of that battle, at least at the start, was me trying to figure out how to, like, roll and dash. And those buttons are locked right now, so I imagine we'll get used to them in battle later.
Yeah, again, the game just really locks out a lot for you early on, which is pretty much the biggest problem with it, actually. So, I mean, once you get past the 2-hour mark, it's pretty damn good.
Game Freak is terrified of newcomers not understanding for even a microsecond.
And playing devil's advocate with that, I understand why that mentality exists with games, because like there are a lot of people now who do just drop games as soon as they don't understand something, and that's something that they've found in playtesting over the years as well. And so like obviously people are heavily invested in a series or in a particular game they're playing, push through. There's a lot of casuals these days, and they've got to be designed for casuals. As much as I don't like it with stuff like this, that's why it happens.
I mean, for us, it's a minor inconvenience, but for someone, especially for someone that might have some kind of disability, it could be a huge problem. So I guess I can understand it for that.
Well, it's not even like an accessibility thing. It's more the fact that they're trying to sell games to people who gaming is like a casual hobby rather than something that they're going to sit down and spend hours on.
Yeah.
Especially with Pokemon since Go. I think Go was like the turning point where it's not so much people who are RPG fans playing these games, it's people who just like the cute creatures because they were introduced to them in that phone game a few years ago.
Yeah.
And like, let me get this straight. This is not me saying I think it's a good thing that the games are like this. It's just I've come to understand. And yes, there's yellow paint on the ladder.
Yes! Oh, I'm so clued in. I'm so focused.
To be fair, in Expedition 33, the handholds that you climb on the rocks are literally metallic, and I still couldn't find them sometimes. They're literally a different color, and I still couldn't find them sometimes.
The thing with the yellow paint I find fascinating, because that's another thing that has come around both from playtesting and also the fact that game development is so much more expensive now. Because, like, in the past, when games were much cheaper to develop, on a playtester getting lost in like their session, the idea would be, well, we need to redesign the level so it leads the player to the right place more naturally. But when that level took hundreds of thousands of dollars to create, you know, we don't want to do that again. We just want to have either yellow paint telling you where to go, or we have a character patronisingly explaining to you.
Yeah. I wonder what the design ethos was behind making these Poke Centers open air.
So they don't have to transition into another map?
I guess.
Almost exactly, yeah.
Ready. Thank you very much.
Because that's what it is, like, if they had to warp you to somewhere else by having the door open animation, then it's like, that's another load screen.
And you don't even have to, like, step to the next person over to use the shop. It's just the same NPC now.
Yeah, which that makes sense, like, they're just cutting out a bit of extra effort, aren't they?
Rip the Pokemart building.
I do like, I'm just noticing, the bit where they actually put the Pokeballs in to heal them is on wheels. So I guess that's how Nurse Joy gets out of, behind the counter.
I suppose that's always, like, if they're called to an emergency out in the field somewhere, you know, in universe, that's why it'll be like that.
We got the Pokedex here. Not sure if we'll be completing this one, but I'll give it the old college try.
I want to. This is a game that very much makes me want to finish the Pokedex, which I think is the sign of a really good Pokemon game.
For me personally, I think the thing that puts me off that in this game compared to Arceus is that they've taken out the workarounds for trade evolutions. So now you do have to go and trade to like evolve your Pokemon and whatnot, which is... You fixed that problem, why did you bring it back?
Yeah, they really should have had the linking cable or linking cord or whatever it was called.
Well, it's kind of like they want to have their cake and eat it as well, because these are obviously meant to be single-player focused games, whereas the mainline games, obviously they come in two distinct versions, because they're meant to be multiplayer focused at their core. You know, you're meant to socialize and grow your Pokemon together. But in Legends, it's just you on your own in the past. There's like no online battling as far as I can recall, anyway. But yeah, they seem to have put a bit more of online focus into this one for reasons I don't really understand.
I think it's because, like, in Legends Arceus, having to complete the Pokédex was part of the requirements to beat the game. So they didn't want to lock off players who, didn't have other people to play with or didn't have an online connection from just beating the single player story. Whereas this time, because that's not a factor, the pressure isn't there,
Ooh. Hello. You'd be very useful if I didn't already have the fire type.
There's part of me that wanted the first Pokemon you encountered to be a Pidgey, just like it was in X and Y.
Pidgey was the first and only, so far, shiny I found in this game.
I think in Arceus I got a Geodude and I got a Bronzong.
I haven't found any in this game yet, but I did find 3 when I was playing Arceus last, so I take it that's kind of balancing things out.
I think I found a shiny Machop back in Arceus to make up for the shiny Machop that I lost in the... I think it was Emerald Nuzlocke, or maybe it was the Renegade Platinum stream, one of the two. Because I had been playing for too long, the emulator literally refused to save the game.
Christ.
And I had to corrupt the save file and go back.
But don't worry, one more good donk with a Pokeball and I'll bet you'll get it.
That's the technical term, by the way.
It is.
One hopes it's not actually that painful for the Pokemon.
I don't know, when we've seen how aggressively some of the characters throw the balls in the anime, it's kinda fucking hurt.
Ta-da! Congrats, you caught a Fletchling.
Now, actually, that brings something to mind. Tom, did you pre-order the game?
Yes.
Okay, you should have gotten an email with the code you can put in to get 100 free Pokeballs.
Okay.
So you could do that on your own time. The mystery gift should also have a free Ralts holding a Gardevoirite.
But it's okay, all you gotta do is have your trusty Pokemon attack the wild one and lower its HP.
Assuming that wasn't a US exclusive thing, because, fuck people that live in other countries.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I haven't got it myself, but I'm pretty sure the routes is everywhere. In fact, yeah, it was, because I've got the little booklet that came with the physical copy of the game.
Ah, okay.
But yes, this is the other way of catching Pokemon, the good old-fashioned beat the shit out of it.
Hell yeah, baby.
You can still throw a Pokeball at any time, and the little blips to the side of it there will show how likely it is for you to catch it with the Pokeball that you have selected.
Also, if you do knock it out, you get one attempt to throw the ball anyway, which is new.
Ooh.
So it's like, it doesn't, it's not safe there, because like, obviously if it breaks out the ball, then you're fucked. But like, you do get that extra chance. It's not like the old games where if you accidentally knock out something you want, then goodbye.
Another 10 Pokeballs.
I think you get like 5 or 6 seconds to throw a Pokeball once it's KO'd. So you still got to be a bit quick, but you do have a moment, and like Flame said, if it does break out, it's going to disappear. That's the only shot you get if it's KO'd.
Alrighty, let's go catch us some more Pokemon.
This is the stuff that I liked from Arceus, in that you get plenty of time to wander around catching shit in these wild zones.
I cannot tell you how ecstatic I am that one of the first Pokemon that you see in this game is Mareep.
Mm-hmm.
Belonging to a trainer on the sidewalk, and then there's also Wild Mareep in this wild zone. Ampharos is my favorite Pokemon, and I also love Mareep, so I am just extremely happy for these reasons.
That's like... I thought it was fast in Arceus already, but this is just crazy.
Well, contextually speaking, the Pokeballs auto-locking on is like a new thing that's been invented since then, weren't it? So that's why the gameplay's got to work a little bit different to contextualise that.
A popular treat. It's just like a full heal, essentially.
Again, the lock-on's finicky at the best of times. The range is a bit weird. It's a bit short, and even sometimes when you can lock onto something, you can't throw the Pokeball that far. Like, it won't even reach it even though you're locked on, so that's a problem.
To be fair, like, in normal moment-to-moment gameplay, that's not really a problem. Where I have the problems with this game with, like, lock-on stuff is when you get onto the rooftops. Because, God, sometimes if there's different levels of elevation, that's when you have problems.
Or just when there's a whole lot of targets, like those rocks that you can break, or, some of the other breakable objects and stuff like that. When there's too many targets, sometimes the lock-on, even without you releasing the trigger, will just swap.
Yeah. So you do have to double-check you're throwing it at the right thing.
Yoink. What be this place?
This is the research lab.
Did you already catch 5 species of Pokemon?
Wasn't even paying attention.
I just throw the Pokeballs and let Arceus sort them out.
Arceus, take the wheel.
See ya. We'll be stopping by Poke Centers quite frequently, so I don't feel the need to go back right now.
Oh no, you should go into the lab, because that's literally what it's telling you to do.
Dude, the loading.
Yes, I am so glad they've improved that from fucking Scarlet and Violet, I can tell you that much.
Is this the physical or digital version?
Digital.
Yeah, that's what I got as well. I don't know how different it is.
It's near enough the same from the physical version.
Okay, that's nice.
Like, that's one of the benefits of them using cards rather than discs now, in the fact that, like, because the connectors directly touch in, it doesn't have to spin a disc to load stuff anymore. We live in the future.
I think we just passed by the NPC that says the power of technology is amazing. He was just outside the lab.
Oh.
We have to go speak to him now.
Where is he? Where's my boy? There he is!
The big guy in the green jacket.
You don't have to creep up on him.
Power of science is amazing.
Hell yeah, baby.
There you go.
Very important.